Okay, so a little bit underwhelming because no one wanted to watch this fight against Moicano, and no one wants to see a calf getting put to slaughter, and this is exactly what happened. And I already made a video before the fight, before the pay-per-view event even started. That is a ridiculous fight, ridiculous mismatch. No one wants to watch this. Anyone with any sensibility in their minds, they wouldn't go along with all this. And for me, I think Dana White should have had some replacement, someone adequate for this fight. But instead, we get a dud in Renato Moicano, which is a complete trash guy and not so good. Embarrassing fight, embarrassing main event. And now Islam Makhachev is in a little bit of a peculiar situation. He needs to wait for Arman Sarukian to beat someone else for the number one spot. And we've seen Dana White raging. He's angry at Arman Sarukian for completely destroying the event. And yeah, the theory about injury is ridiculous. He just couldn't make weight, 100%. Couldn't make weight. And now Daddy Dana is punishing him. He needs to fight again for the number one contender spot. So for Islam Makhachev, I think disastrous situation. Yes, he broke the record for the most lightweight title defenses, but what is even the point? Now he is, I think, a little bit in UFC jail. He cannot do anything. He cannot go. He doesn't want to go to welterweight and fight Belal Muhammad or Shavkat Rahmanov, the winner of these two guys. I think winnable for Islam Makhachev. And doesn't want to fight these guys. And this is what happens when you are buddy buddy, with all these people. Some of these guys suggesting religion, which is completely ridiculous because in Russian promotion there is no problem with the Muslim and the Muslim fighting each other. Make no mistake, this is one of the dumbest takes I've seen on the internet. For Islam Makhachev, if he's interested in his legacy, he needs to scrap all this talk. He needs to call out Belal Muhammad and he needs to tell him, or either relinquish the belt or I'm coming up because other than that, the only viable option is Ilya Topuria. And make no mistake, the UFC is going to push for this fight because no other super fights are on the horizon. And this is probably the best fight to make in 2025. And so, yeah, Islam Makhachev, I think the way this guy has positioned himself, he's going to have to fight Ilya Topuria down the line. I think maybe even late 2025 or early 2026. It depends on what happens. I think it's ridiculous for Dana White to be punishing Tsarukian. Yes, he destroyed the main event. He needs to be punished. But I think stretching all this is just going to be wasting time. Islam Makhachev needs to be Arman Tsarukian because he's the biggest threat in the lightweight division. He will not be cleaning the entire division until he beats Arman Tsarukian. This is just my opinion, but still. So he's going to be wasting time, and he's not that young as well. Islam Makhachev. He's got a couple of more years in his prime and he needs to make decisions. Either go to the welterweight and dismantle someone and create your legacy. And yeah, for me, even before the Renato Moicano disaster, I thought he was the best lightweight in the history. His resume is better than Habib's. There is no even debate about this. But now, in a very, very difficult situation, if he wants to crack open the top five greatest of all time, I think not plausible to be the greatest of all time in the sport. I think GSP and John Jones, too much history for these people. If he wants to crack open the top five, he needs to win the second belt at welterweight. And if he wants to be the greatest of all time, then he needs to beat the winning streak record. He needs to beat some of the title defenses record as well. And yeah, we're gonna have to see what's gonna happen. But for Islam Makhachev, I think not looking good down the line. It's very complicated for this guy. He needs to win. He needs to win this friendship with Belal Muhammad. I think they have both the same weasel manager, Abdul Ali Abdelaziz or whatever his name is, and it's ridiculous, ridiculous. So yeah.